I'm here. So
I'm Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and I'm down to dunk.
Howdy, Oklahoma.
My name is Chet Holmgren, and I'm down to dunk.
Dead gum.
I'm Josh Giddey, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Lou Dort, and I'm down to dunk.
Is that like you eat them together?
everybody tells him to get the bag of burgers.
I need like a straw. Like
Howdy. I'm an artist on the court.
this is Jay Will, and I'm down to dunk.
My name is Kenrich Williams, and I'm down to dunk.
It might be Aaron Wiggins.
This is a troll. It's a troll. I'm trolling.
Howdy, Papa.
Because I think it would take away from who he is, you know? Yeah.
I love Oklahoma. I love Oklahoma to death.
This is Lou Dort, and I'm down to Dort.
Perfect.
Great.
Very good.
I like the hat.
You like that?
Vava.
This is J-Dub, and I'm down to dunk. I've been doing a lot of dunking.
Good morning and welcome to episode 139 of Down to Dunk. You can find us anywhere on The Athletic and anywhere else. Just subscribe to your podcast. Go to theathletic.com/down to dunk and give The Athletic for $1 a month for 6 months. I am Luke. Joined this morning by Andrew.
I gotta say, I'm just fired up to be here today. Pretty cool. Pretty damn cool.
Slam through.
Taylor. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out. The freaks come out. Slap through. And Jay.
It's Jay.
The freaks come out at night.
Slob wizard shirt.
Get yourself a Slob Wizard shirt. If you're looking at the YouTube video, you can see a picture of it.
Put it on your body.
We will only be selling these for pre-order. We will cut that off next Wednesday. And so if you want one, this is your only chance.
Yeah,
And
we're
then-
not doing that thing where we shut it down and then people are like, hey, I missed it. I didn't get one.
So- Sorry, brother.
This
This is it. So if you want a Slob Wizard shirt now through Wednesday, you need to order it. If you don't order it by Wednesday, that's your problem.
You're cut off.
That's it.
Down to dunk night.
Down to Dunk Night is Tuesday. It is sold out.
Woo! Woo!
So it's going to be a joyous occasion. We are going to meet at 4.
Joyous occasion.
Joyous
It's
occasion.
going to be one spicy meatball.
So we're going to meet at Spark
Mm.
at 4:45.
Gonna be my
Tuesday.
first Spark Burger.
Yep, it's going to be good. You're going to really like it. It's going to be really good. So they know that we have a lot of dunkers that will be there. One thing I love at the arena, I've had several people this season come up to me and say, I'm a dunker.
Ooh,
I'm a dunker.
that's awesome.
So
A dunk.
it's pretty great. It's
They have
pretty great.
Empire. They have Empire Slice House in the arena now.
They do.
Pizza.
It's true.
I'm
They
gonna
also
get-
have that, what's that Korean barbecue bowl place? K-bop.
Yeah, they have.
K-bop.
Yep.
I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what it's called.
It's
either.
good, though.
I'm gonna get myself a pizza pie.
Gonna get myself a pizza pie.
Gonna get myself a pizza pie.
So meet us at Spark at 4:45. Then we will go over to the arena. The game starts at 6:30. After the game, we are going to go out onto the court, take a big dunker picture, and then we're going to do a half-court shot contest. The winner will win, I believe, courtside seats to a
Woo!
game
Wow.
this season. So very fun. It's going to be very great. Wimby Chet, we got the bizarre court that they're going to have right here, showing that on YouTube as well.
That's gonna be quite the experience.
You know, you got the cool jerseys, you got Wimby Chet. It's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot. Alex is in town. He's going to be, we're going to do a podcast in person after.
Where?
I don't know yet.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be-
Mahogany?
At Mahogany, that would rule.
It's going to be a
awesome.
Maybe we
battle of epic proportions.
What's proportion?
Who's the? I mean, dude, you got the connections, man. Let's like figure out how to do it at a either somewhere in the cool spots where the Thunder are, you know, like the Thunder organization.
Oh, like the
place,
locker room?
Do it
In the locker room.
spots.
or over at KWTV, man. They own the what used to be Opopco.
What?
The
Oh, yeah.
Oklahoman.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm saying there's lots of options.
We have some options.
They
We'll
are.
figure it out.
What's the weather sitch?
Figure it out. It's actually shaping up to be quite nice.
Oh, it's going to be nice. Or we could rent a hotel room at the Omni, expense it to the Times.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, I had to stay.
It's not going to be that nice.
Couldn't drive home.
Tuesday, low of 45, high of 66.
Yeah, but
That's
but
nice.
sunny.
It's
What are you
nice.
talking
Sunny.
about? 6 is like perfect.
It's gonna be great.
Well, no,
Bring
it's
it.
Great. You can
Bring
wear
a
like
jacket.
a jacket. It's gonna be beautiful.
It's November.
Bring a jacket.
It's November.
What do you
we-
guys want from November?
Could we have asked anything better from November?
No.
I don't think so. Be there, be square. It's going to be great. If you're going to the game and you didn't buy like down to dunk night tickets, you could join us at Spark beforehand. I can't guarantee you a spot on the court or for the half court shot competition, but feel free to come over and say hello.
But we can try.
But you know what? We can try.
But you know what? Just hang out after the game.
Just stick close.
But
Just stick
find
real
a
close.
group and stay with them.
But buy a Slob Wizard shirt.
Bly a slob.
Buy a
Blizzard.
Slob Blizzard.
Blizzard.
A Slob Blizzard.
Hey,
shirt.
shout out to No Dunks for giving us a shout out. Shout out for the shout out.
Shout out for the
Yeah.
shout out. Now they're going to shout out our shout out to their shout out. And then we got a shout out a thon.
It's gonna be great.
Shout out.
A shout
But-
out off.
But yeah, for real. I messaged John Hollinger about it, telling him about the shirt. He's very excited to receive a Slob Wizard shirt.
That was actually very cool that he was so cool about
He
it.
is very excited about the Slob Wizard shirt. So shout out to Hollinger. Thanks for picking the Thunder to win 4 games this year. Speaking of, the Thunder beat the Cavaliers Wednesday night, 128 to 120. A very quality win.
Yeah.
In fact, I was a little bit like, I don't know how this is gonna work this week, playing the Hawks and the Cavs. Those are not easy Eastern Conference opponents. I mean, the Hawks just beat the Magic in Mexico City, where Trae Young went off last night. They completely shut Trae Young down in Oklahoma City.
International games, though, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. But yeah, those are 2 really good wins for the Thunder, Hawks and Cavs. The Cavs one in particular because it's against a team that has their full starting lineup. You know, we played them in Cleveland already. It's pretty nice to go 2-0 against Cleveland.
Yeah,
this season.
very nice.
Yeah.
But they had their full starting lineup at Oklahoma City, and it didn't matter. The Thunder actually played better.
It was
than they
also
did in
kind of
Cleveland.
a Shea's back game.
Shea was so good
Yeah.
in that game. I mean, he was clearly just the best player on the court and dominated that matchup. They got it pretty close there at the end when they got it down to 5, but then Shea hit a step back 3. He got a corner 3 for Jay Will. Really impressive win. And the Thunder did something that they will continue to do as the season moves on and as long as Chet is on the team, is that these teams that try to go like jumbo big on the Thunder, where they're Allen and Mobley, like they couldn't play them all that much together. I mean, Jared Allen only played like 25 minutes in the game. They didn't dominate them on the boards, which I think the Thunder would have been willing to let that happen and have been willing to let that happen throughout this season so far. But they made the Cavs adjust to them. But they had to play Evan Mobley more as just like the lone big against Chet. And Chet was really good.
Did you see that clip of Jarrett Allen was on baseline trying to drive on Chet, and he went up for a shot, and Chet blocked it so easily out of bounds, and Jarrett Allen just laughed and gave him a pat on the back. Okay,
Jared Allen seems like such a cool guy.
I know he really does.
But yeah, that was such an impressive win, and I think there's a lot of talk about rebounding, and we're a huge part of that conversation too. Alex and I literally looked at every single offensive rebound that the Hawks had on Wednesday. But I think the Thunder are just willing to give up the offensive rebounds. I mean, they've kind of shown their hand with that in favor of having maybe one of the most potent offenses in the league, because you're able to have Chet stretch out the offense, and then everybody can just dribble drive, like every single guy, including Lou Dort, who has been so good this season to start and has been a good decision maker. He talked about that after the game Wednesday night. Did you see this quote from Lou? Where he talked about, actually, I think I might have it where I can pull it up here for the show. But Lou is able to kind of look at himself with like a little bit of honesty, which is, I mean, it was pretty cool to hear Lou. I'm stalling because I'm trying to get this video uploaded, which in the past has been dangerous. Like I tried to upload stuff from YouTube on the show automatically with Al. But here's Lou Dort on his decision making and what is different this season. Still stalling, just tremendously stalling. Here it is, Lou Dort.
Just really reading the game, taking my time, and see what I can do. The best thing I can do for my teammates. You know, sometimes it's taking an open three. Sometimes it's just going to the lane and seeing who's open, and instead of just me forcing my way to the rim and trying to go score on I don't know how many guys. And you know, I've spent a lot of time this offseason watching film and seeing some of the crazy shots I took in the past couple of years. So, I mean, the thing is to get better. It's all about that. Every season is going to be different. And, you know, my main thing is really just to read the game.
I thought that was so good.
Yeah.
I thought that was just a really cool quote from a guy who has gotten paid. He's like got a nice spot on this team, but you can tell like he wants to get better. And he's been better as a decision maker. You've seen him. Somebody asked a question early on, like with like 1 or 2 games into the season, like have you ever seen Lou Dort pass out of a drive? And ever since I asked that question, I've been like really trying to watch for that. And like it happens all the time.
Yeah.
It happens all the time now. Lou's trying to play like all the other guys do. Like when Shea and J-Dub and Giddey are driving, they're looking for passes. And Lou does that as well. He's been tremendous this season. And I think like in that the question was from Ryland Stiles just about his efficiency. And clearly he's not going to be this efficient all season. He's shooting
I don't know.
over 50% from 3. I mean, it's just not going to continue.
They don't look bad though. And his offensive game this year is so it feels complete.
Yeah.
Not the end of how good he can be, but also kind of. It feels a little bit like he's hitting his ceiling, but it doesn't feel totally unsustainable. Like you watch the way he plays, everything he's doing is in the flow of the game every game, which is the number one thing I think we had issues with him on in the past offensively was, hey, there's a lot of forced drives. Hey, there's a lot of forced shots here.
Yeah.
He's really trying to be a 3-point shooter. Everything he's doing this year has been the right decision, like what you were saying.
Yeah.
And I saw another tweet. Someone pointed out, I'm sorry, Down to Dunk listener who tweeted us this, but the Thunder's offense,
they'll let you know.
Yeah, they'll let me know. Their offense is the most efficient in the league in terms of true shooting.
Yeah.
For the entire team.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch the game, and yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, there's some unsustainable stuff going on from 3 with this team.
Okay, yes, I'm not going to say they're going to shoot 50% from 3.
Yeah, they're not.
But 40% from 3 doesn't feel totally out of the question.
They have some real shooters. They have some guys that can really shoot the basketball. If you look at the guys that are shooting it well, Chet Holmgren.
Name 2
is a real shooter.
Cason Wallace.
Isaiah Joe,
real shooter.
Name 4.
So they have
Lou Dort.
5 guys. Let's see if you guys can name all 5 guys. Let's see if Taylor and Luke can name all 5 guys that are shooting 40% or better from 3 this season. Cason Wallace is shooting 57% from 3.
So is that over 40?
Yeah, it's way over 40.
Okay.
8 of 14. 8 of 14. Davis Bertans is shooting 20% from three.
Lou Dort.
Lugens Dort, 52.5% from three, 21 of 40.
Chet
Holmgren, 55.6%, 15 of 27 from three.
J-Dub?
J-Dub, no.
No.
J-Dub is 34% from three.
No.
No. Shay is 32%.
It's not even
three.
Joe. I'm trying to
It's
remember.
not
I
even
actually
Joe.
just
Joe,
looked at
if
this.
you
He's
round
like
up,
39%.
yeah, if you round up, he's 39.6%.
It's
So
not
if you're
Dove,
feeling
it's not Shea. Hold on.
Something on Joe this season that I felt is that surprises me that he's shooting that well because his misses stick out to me so much.
Yeah.
Because I expect every shot he takes to go
That's
in.
the truth. It's like, man, Joe must not be shooting very well. Oh, he's 4 of 6, but
Yeah.
those 2 misses feel like 6 of them.
Totally.
he's so good.
He's like a legit. He's not the thing that's been impressive about Joe this year is he's so much more than just a 3-point shooter.
No doubt.
Like obviously he plays defense well enough to where Mark leaves him on the floor.
Yeah, Mark really trusts him as a defender,
which is a big deal.
Yep.
Which is also what's so surprising about Cason Wallace. Like the dude doesn't look like a rookie at all.
No, he looks like
Teo
it's
Maladon's
crazy.
rookie season.
Except for there's the actual expectations and success on the floor. But
he's so smart. That's the thing about cases. Like,
Yeah.
they can put him at so many different spots and he just figures it out.
it's like I can't remember. I think it was Alex maybe that said that. Maybe it's Taylor, but talking about like I know that and maybe I missed this conversation because I was stuck in an email, but did we talk about the Giddy help?
I'm stuck in an email. Help me.
Somebody send it.
Open the attachment. It's me.
Immediately, I imagine Jay in the music video for "Take on Me"
Yeah.
when it's like sketches, even though that's not digital. But okay,
sorry, Taylor, God, man,
Sorry.
it's so inappropriate. Did we talk about Giddy and Kaysen at the end of the game?
We haven't talked about that. The other two are Treyman and
I was gonna get there, man.
and Vava.
I thought about
He's
Austin.
right at 40,
really?
isn't he?
He is 2 of 5.
yeah,
I thought about Austin Powers trapped in the nutshell.
Yes. How did I get into this nutshell?
How did I get into this very big nutshell?
Does that movie hold up?
It's hilarious.
I have not watched it in
It's
over
I need
a
to rewatch
decade.
it.
It's
I
hilarious.
loved it when it came out.
Dude, it was unbelievable. It
I
was
just
so
watched,
good.
I just watched the very beginning of it. This is not that recently, but it was like on TV or something. It must have been on TV where he unfreezes and then he pees for like.
I think
3
we talked about
minutes
this on the
long.
podcast.
Yeah, I
like,
think we
It's
have.
so funny.
Yeah.
I remember watching it with my friend Tyler Hopkins whenever it came out in the theater.
Yeah.
Over there at Brixton Square. Y'all remember?
Shout out Brixton Square.
Shout out
Wow.
Brixton Square.
Watch The Sixth Sense there. Ruined my
dude.
November or whatever.
That's why I saw Freddie versus Jason on my birthday.
Yeah.
That's where I saw Saving Private Ryan way too early in my life. Anyway, but that's a movie. Great. I haven't had a chance to say this on the podcast, so I went to see the Warriors game. Was that last Friday?
Yeah. What an awesome game.
God, dude.
Yeah.
What a just
I saw Andrew in the because where I was sitting is like right next to where he was,
Uh-huh.
and I came in and it's like I just need to talk to my friend. I just need to talk to my friend because you get get through without a ticket to
Mhm.
see this elite media level.
Yeah.
And so I walk in, I'm like, dude, this is like the atmosphere
Oh,
in the arena. Too many Warriors fans for my taste, but
not as many as there were last season or the
Yeah,
season
but
before.
the energy in the arena
Dude,
was
It was so much fun.
real.
I had
And the game was so fun.
the game was great. The environment was great. It does feel like okay, Thunder basketball is like actually back.
Yeah.
That game really it felt that way.
Yep. But anyway, the reason I even mentioned that is because I thought Micic was good
Yeah,
in the
he-
Warriors game.
He had some nice moments in that game, definitely. And he's in and out of the rotation partially because how good Kaysen is.
Yeah.
And how much Mark trusts him on both ends. Where you can I don't think you can trust Micic as a guy that's going to be on both ends, all the time as like some like primary backup point guard. He's going to have stretches though during the season that he plays more than what he has. I mean, he's only played 3 out of the 8 games. He hasn't played, his total minutes are pretty low, but he's going to have stretches where he plays a lot. He's played 32 minutes. Like the sample is really low, but he's a fun player. And I think that I'm interested to see if he'll play tonight because tonight's an in-season tournament game against the Kings, and those rotations are just interesting to me overall.
That's a pretty big game.
That's a big one. I don't think De'Aaron Fox is going to play. They've been weird about the way they've talked about Fox's injury. I think it's a grade 2 ankle, which can keep you out for a long time.
Yeah, isn't that what just Tyler Hero just had?
Yes.
Yeah.
And like
his evaluation's like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's something crazy.
And he's been the best player.
Yeah,
on
he's
that
already.
Heat
Yeah,
team.
Fox has already said that he's out. Not Fox himself. The team has said.
He said, "I'm
that De'Aaron
out."
Fox- Peace. No De'Aaron Fox
Kings
tonight.
are
They have
really stumbling out of the gate.
They have stunk without De'Aaron Fox. They've been really bad.
So I listened a little bit to is it tampering? Is that Sam Amick and Fred and Anthony and then you that they always talk about while you're producing?
Yeah.
And
Like, sorry, I haven't gotten you in here, Andrew.
man, Andrew,
Every episode.
our super producer Andrew is over there and I've got all these technical problems. Like, all right, Sam, just keep going, buddy.
Yeah, come on, dude. It was bad. Yesterday was bad. He sent me like 7 different recordings because like his mic kept coming unplugged. There's something wrong with his mic. No one wants to know about this, but it was a rough experience yesterday.
Yeah,
tampering.
You just delete them all. And anyway, but they're talking about the Kings and whether or not this is something that's legit or not. But one of the things that they're really evaluating is whether or not the Rockets, because they've now slaughtered the Kings twice and then just embarrassed the Lakers.
Killed them. 97-122 was one of the games, and then 89-107. So to me, that signals more like the Kings are really struggling without De'Aaron Fox, and they just don't have another real point guard outside of him.
How could that offense be like the best offense in the history of the league last year, and then drop off this far from one guy?
I mean, Fox is that good. Like, De'Aaron Fox is a really good player. I mean, he's played 3 games. He's averaging 31, 4, and 6, shooting 48, 37, 81. Like, he's a very, very good player. You remove him, and the drop off from Fox to Davion Mitchell is giant, where Davion's like 40% from the field, 6 points, 3 assists. And they don't have anybody else. Like, Chris Duarte is not that guy. Malik Monk is just a scorer. He's not a facilitator. They really just don't have a backup point guard. They don't have the luxury of, like the Thunder are missing Shea on Friday, and they have all these different playmakers.
Yeah. That was really impressive.
We're like early on in the process of like drafting. It's like, man, do the Thunder have too many playmakers? You look across the league, everybody wants more. You look at the Kings, like they have basically 2 in Domas and De'Aaron. Everybody else is a role player. Take away one of those guys, it's a mess.
Yeah.
And for the Thunder, if you're missing one of those guys, there's room for somebody to step up.
Yeah,
and take
you
on
could
more
go
of a
through
role.
almost every team in the NBA and say, all right, so say you lost your primary, or lead ball handler.
Yeah. Most teams would just be like
a mess.
The Sixers lost Maxey, like they'd be toast.
The Knicks lost Brunson. And you can go on.
The Pacers missed Halliburton for 1 game and they got just housed. So,
by the way, they're just running over people too.
They're fun.
Yeah,
they are.
Is this maybe the most fun? I'll take this off air. Is this the most fun Pacers team there's ever been?
Yes.
Fun? Yes, probably yes.
Yeah, I mean. They have not been associated with fun, maybe
ever.
Like, were those Reggie Miller teams even fun?
I don't know. I only remember them getting beat like a drum against the Lakers.
David West, Paul George teams?
No, not fun. No,
not fun.
They're
Hibbert. Roy Hibbert was their freaking center.
Yeah, and like their point guard is George Hill, who, God bless him, might be the most boring point guard in the history of the NBA.
Yeah, not fun.
Yeah, there's nothing fun about George.
Miles Turner's been really good this year.
Miles Turner's great.
Yeah.
Miles Turner's great. Halliburton, though, is the reason. I mean, he's 23 and 12 almost for Halliburton. He's just amazing. He's so good.
And by the way, was on the Kings.
It's funny because now the Pacers are the new Kings.
Yeah.
Of this season, and they made that deal. Yeah, it's
sorry, I buried the lead though. I wanted to talk about what
were we talking about?
The Giddey, Kaysen, who's going to finish the game.
Yeah.
I don't see that as a legit conversation. I think that it was
Yeah.
purely based on matchups with Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland for the Cavs. It made sense to have two defensive-minded point, of attack kind of defenders to finish that game. And it doesn't really matter in the end.
And Kaysen was playing really well, and Giddey was struggling in that game. And if you have a team where you say we have a really deep roster, and then you have to go back to the same starting five every game, do you really have a deep roster? Like, probably not.
Mhm.
The Thunder actually have some depth to them, and so you should be able to match up with who you want to at the end of games like that based on what's going on. And so if Giddey was having like a great game, they probably would have subbed him back in. And he is struggling, there's no doubt. But it's hard. It's the most difficult to struggle at the beginning of a season where like all we know is these 8 games. All we know about this team is what we've seen so far. And there are people that are already like, yeah, we should just trade Giddey.
So
like,
far, though, so good, huh? You ever heard that phrase?
So far, so good.
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 So far?
You can make those. So far, so good. Also one word.
You could make what? Oh, you could make it one word. So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Sparse for good.
Sparse.
Yeah, Giddey's struggling. I think I
good.
said this on Wednesday. I'm just not.
That's a name.
I'm not concerned at all about it. You look at last season through the first 6 games. Lugan Stort was shooting 35% from the field, 17% from 3 last season.
Stinky.
Really bad.
Stinky.
Really bad.
So far, no
and
good.
people were
So far, no good.
so far so bad for Lou Dort last season. And like he just got his new contract, and I'm sure I don't even remember the conversation honestly, but I'm sure the conversation was, why did we pay this guy? We need to bench him for Trey Mann. We need to
McKellay's still saying those things. It's a leftover from last year's start of the season.
It's true. We need to bench him for Wiggins. Like we need to do something. And like now, like Lou Dort's been amazing. People are like, is Dort better than Giddey now? Is that where we're at? And it's like, come on, people.
Yes.
He's so much better. No.
Also, but can we at least acknowledge, like, hey, there's going to be I love it so much because we're 8 games into the season and we're making these like long-term projections for the entire roster. This is going to ebb and flow throughout the season.
Yes.
That's what's beautiful. And I know we already kind of hit on this a little bit. Like when you have this collection of guys,
Beautiful.
it's beautiful.
It really is.
Ebb and flow.
No, but you're going to have games where it's like Kaysen doesn't have it or Lou doesn't have it, and then Giddey's going to play more and Joe's going to play more, and
It's great.
that's you're in the sweet spot of what this can be, and
Yes.
the encouragement for me in the midst of this, because I think we can at least say pretty collectively this is a good team.
They're good.
Power rankings have them, the NBA power rankings, which is done by the ESPN media, the one that I've seen, they have the Thunder around 9-10.
Yeah.
Which is great.
That's a good team.
But they are very much only going to improve as the season continues on.
Yeah.
Just not because, this is what teams do. The youth has always been the greatest issue facing this team. And so why wouldn't we just expect that as they age and discover more? And that's why I wasn't even, as much as I was bummed when they lost the game against the Pelicans and the Nuggets, and like you can see them learning in real time how to be not in the same position next time they play.
Yeah. You wondered, were they going to learn those lessons against the Pelicans, against the Cavaliers? Because they led that game.
And yes.
And then they learned those lessons. I mean, it's
which
impressive.
game was it? Was it the Cavs game where Shea hit that step back 3 that just was like perfectly timed?
dumb.
Oh my god, so good.
Yeah, that was the first game where I was like, there he is.
Yep, welcome back.
There's Shea.
And it's not that he's even been bad.
No, he is such a unique superstar, and that he could go out and do that whenever he wanted. And also he got to the free throw line for the first time, really, this season. He took 13 free throws. But he, against the Hawks, talked about it after the game that he didn't want to upset the flow of the team, and so really tried to fit in with what they were doing. And you could tell that early on. It's like, man, Shea hadn't even taken a shot. But he can he can be the focal point. He can fit in. He'll set screens. He'll move around. He'll pass. He'll do pretty much anything the team needs. And on a night-to-night basis, what they need him to do is score. Because when he's scoring like that, it opens up so much for everybody else. This is going to be once and they're not even really clicking yet. Like the team itself hasn't really clicked yet. And I think Giddey is a huge part of this team, like clicking like on all cylinders, because he can, once he kind of gets into a rhythm, he's the best passer on the team. He's going to help this team play faster. And once he starts to get into a flow, this team can click and they can be the best. I mean, they're through their first 8 games of the 7th best offense in the NBA.
Well, and Alex said yesterday that even though Giddey has offensively struggled to score, the offense overall is better with him on the floor than not. And part of that is who he shares the floor with. But
sure,
I think he's a part of that. What I would encourage Josh, and I know that the team is so far more evolved in what they're trying to get Josh to become. I understand that. I think the challenge when you watch him is when it becomes clunky is when he's forcing it in areas where he shouldn't. And that's just not his game. You can tell he's trying to get his scoring offense going, where I'm like, hey, when that's not coming to you, what you want to start figuring out how to do is how do you then become the distributor to make everybody else better? But he's trying to get because he's trying to force himself into rhythm, which I totally get as a shooter. It's what you want to figure out. Not that he's a shooter, but as a scorer, you want to try to get to the basket because you can create some rhythm and become better at it. And so I'm not worried about Giddey. I'm excited about what I've seen from this team so far. Those are 2 great wins, the Cavs and the Hawks, because the Cavs are full force. Both of them were.
Yeah.
And they had the Hawks like flummoxed for most of the game.
Oh, yeah.
You could see DeJounte Murray, which I remember vaguely. Was there a game last year? Did they lose to the Hawks last year? And then DeJounte Murray like stunted on it and tried to act like I don't know. I hold grudges apparently.
I honestly don't remember the Hawks game from last year. You do.
I'm on it.
With how do we make that? Like, have we made the in-season tournament? Do we? Or is it still possible? What is it? I don't really know how that still works.
Yeah, we made it. We're in it.
I know it's happening now, but like, are we going to make it to like the knockout round, or
they have to get through group play first? So they're going to play 2 home games, 2 away games. They've already played 1 home game they lost. Playing an away game tonight.
Winning tonight would be huge.
Winning tonight, like they need to go win tonight if they want to have a chance.
So the past 2 wins don't, even though
they've only played 1 game in the play-in.
Only 1 in-season tournament game.
It's the Warriors game that they lost by 2.
So so they play 4 games in group play. Whoever has the best record of the whole group after group play gets to move on to the knockout rounds. Plus, there are 2 wildcard teams from each conference. That there's a long process.
It's point differential first, right?
Point differential. It goes all the way down to like random drawing. If there's like 3 or 4 different categories, but I have no idea what that's going to look like.
We'll figure it out as it happens.
Yes, but group play. So they've got the Warriors. They have San Antonio. Tuesday is an in-season tournament game, and then they have Minnesota. So Minnesota is on November 28th, Tuesday night. That's a big one. Minnesota's good, and the Thunder will need to win that one. So they have away game tonight, home against San Antonio, and then their last in-season tournament game away at Minnesota.
Is Minnesota going to trade Cat this season?
I don't know what they're going to do. They're good so far, so they're probably just going to see what they can do.
But it's kind of been, there's been some games where it's been in spite of Cat.
I mean, everything is in spite of Cat, in my opinion. That dude stinks.
Yeah, he does. He's a wiener.
He's such a weirdo. But yeah,
weird wiener.
So we'll see. We'll see as far as the in-season tournament goes. It's going to be exciting either way. I mean, the team that's most likely to make it from, the Timberwolves have had a really hot start, and the Warriors have had a pretty good start too. So, but the Thunder will be in the mix though. But yeah. Anyhow, the Thunder went 1-1 against the Hawks last year.
Yeah, I'm watching the highlights of the January 25th game just to see how mad I should be still, or I guess
Yeah,
glad.
DeJounte had 20 points on 19 shots.
That's a
21 on
normal thing to
19.
do.
Right now, it's
So-
buffering like we're on AOL.
This is good.
It's great.
So you're just watching a game from a year ago to get mad.
Yeah.
All right.
That's tight.
I'm
That makes
psycho, man.
sense.
Psycho
You know,
behavior over here.
At this age, we're just trying to feel something. All right, we're
Yep.
ready for some Tayshaun.
Y'all hit me with the Jimmy and then hit me with the Tayshons.
Jimmy.
Tayshaun's factoid victory victory. Tayshaun's factoid victory victory.
Hey, I'm Tayshaun. This is my victory dictory. Normally, I'm not a LeBron hater, but today's not a normal day.
Wow.
Snap.
Yep.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap. The LeBron James Family Foundation says it's slated to open the first official museum dedicated to the journey and milestones of Lakers star LeBron James. It will be named LeBron James Home Court. And it's going to cost $23 to get in.
Sounds like a restaurant,
LeBron James Home Court.
like a buffet.
I think it is ridiculous
Yeah.
that LeBron is opening a museum for himself while he's still, playing, basketball.
Yeah, it's a very LeBron thing to do, though.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And he's using his foundation.
It's bizarre.
It's so weird.
It is bizarre.
I think it's ridiculous.
Maybe
I
it's
think
him conceding that he knows that his career with the Lakers, like winning titles, is over.
Yeah.
And so, like, you can go ahead and open the museum after this starts of this season. Go ahead and open the museum.
You can't just decide that this season. It's like this has been in the works for probably a couple years.
I think they've been 90% done, and then he wanted to see, like, how good is Austin Reeves really? And then he goes to about 6 games, and he's like, all right, initiate the museum.
Initiate museum. I need some press. Open it. It's been done for 5 years.
It's
Go ahead.
it's so. I think the things he does are so weird because, like, remember that movie that they had where it was like these two kids are house sitting at LeBron's house and they throw a party there.
No.
That's a movie that was like last year, the year before.
Really?
I haven't heard of this.
It was in theaters. I swear.
It was?
Yes.
Did you dream this?
No, it's a movie.
Wait,
Raise your hand if you've heard of this movie.
Yeah.
No one raised their hand for listeners.
Dave's looking it up.
Jay, have you heard of this movie? How do we?
It's literally House Party. It's called House Party, and it was from last year. Came out this last year. These guys house sitting LeBron's house. They throw a party there, but it's made by LeBron. Like he's like the producer of it.
Man, he's did
so
a bad job on that.
Him and
one.
Maverick Carter.
Everything,
Yeah.
but everything about
Do y'all
LeBron
remember House Party with Kid and Play?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's a remake.
It's a remake.
It's a remake. So it's like, but everything about LeBron just celebrates LeBron, and it's like
We got people backing you up in the chat, L man.
I know.
T dot. It's a remake. Yes.
Yeah.
T dot. It was awful.
But
so
it
T-Dot
just
watched
doesn't
it.
make.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the things he does, but I don't like it.
I
LeBron
think
is lame.
It's super lame. You can't
Imagine-
open your own museum.
What would have to happen in your own life to be like, I'm going to open a museum about me?
Okay, if there was someone that could do it,
would
it is
be
LeBron.
Such a lame museum.
You'd have to be so
I'm
high.
just being real. Like,
You'd have to be so high on your own supply. Being like, man,
how can you
Time
be
for my
LeBron? How can you
museum.
be LeBron James and not be that way?
That's true. He
He's
is.
like the best player of all time.
Yeah,
the best
see-
player of the last 25
See,
years.
that's not the point. The point is like it's just weird to open
Just
it up
wait.
during his
It's
career.
the timing. It's
Like,
why
oh,
did
I
you
get
open it?
Open
right
up when
now?
he's 50.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
open it up.
That's
when he's dead.
no president is making their presidential library happen while they're in office.
president. Yeah.
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
10
yeah.
years
100%,
later they start building
100%.
their.
Yeah. Just
Well, there
Yeah.
was one that would have, and he might.
Just fill in the
Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln.
Hey, Blinken.
Sorry.
Hey, Blinken. Anybody know where that's from? Men in Tights?
I don't know.
That's okay.
Jimmy.
Thank you.
We don't remember movies that happened this same year.
Yeah, we just remember House Party.
But damn, I just remember it.
Did you watch it?
No,
All right, I have one job for you this weekend.
I'm not going to watch this movie.
Okay, you have the whole week.
To watch House
he
Party.
won't.
No,
He won't
no.
do it.
Hey, John's back toy bigger inventory.
Jimmy.
Hey, John's back toy bigger inventory.
Thanks.
Lakers stink.
This is kind of a deep dive, but not really. It's just kind of a miffed and peeved. I don't know what it is. I saw the movie The Marvels.
Oh yeah.
And it was terrible.
It's actually is it terrible? It's not good. But it's fine. If you like Marvel movies, you'll be like, okay, that's fine. It's worth seeing. I hate to say this, at the end, like the teaser stuff is good at the very end. It's good.
Is it teasing new characters?
No.
But
But he's the Scorpion King.
It does not.
character.
I wish.
Yeah.
Please.
Turn into the Scorpion.
CGI The Rock shows up. It's like, I'm in the Marvel universe now.
Finally.
Yeah, that would be.
But this kind of
Who doesn't want that? Name one
this
person
kind
that
of goes
doesn't want
back to Jay giving me homework about movies to watch. I don't love that, to where it's like, if you came in, you're supposed to come into the Marvels having watched Miss Marvel, the
Marvelous
Disney Plus
Miss
thing,
Maisel.
the WandaVision, the first Captain Marvel movie, and then I guess a Secret Invasion. That's like at least 15 hours.
Yeah, they're asking too much.
Too much.
It's
They're
like
asking
they're
too much.
killing their
And, like,
audience.
and
they're shrinking their audience.
Have you watched all of that?
No, I haven't even.
Yeah.
I didn't make it all the way through Miss Marvel. I made it about 2 episodes in, and then Secret Invasion I did watch, but it was terrible. It was really bad.
I watched WandaVision.
Yeah.
Good. Loki. Good.
Those 2 I think are fine. They're good.
I haven't watched anything else.
But it's
Too
just,
much.
But the first Avengers movie, like, you had to have watched like 3 movies.
Hmm.
And they were all good.
Yeah,
And you didn't even really have to.
And you didn't really even have to.
you don't have.
And
to.
so these, like, do you really have? But I just hate that it's like, well, I have to make sure I've watched all this stuff. And it's like, there was an article in Variety about why, like, Marvel movies aren't doing as well. It's like they're asking way too much of their audience.
Yeah,
They're the LeBron James of movies right now.
yeah.
They're putting out the museum before it comes out. They think everyone cares way too much about their own stuff. They're high on their own supply.
Yeah, it's time. It's time for them to slow down.
I think they are going to, because they've said the Disney Plus stuff really isn't working.
And they also, the actors were on strike for like 200 days too. So
That's true. But at the end, the stuff at the end, it's like, you watch this movie and at the end, there's like a scene.
just
And
ruin that part for them.
No, because I don't want to, because
Okay,
if
after the
anyone's,
pod.
so after the pod, I will.
After the
But
pod.
if you watch it and you're like, I wish I could watch that movie, which is kind of how, like, they're supposed to end. So it's like you're looking forward to the next one. But this one's like, anyway,
Silver Surfer,
no,
Fantastic Four,
no, I'm not going to ruin it for you.
I think
Spawn,
the Disney Plus stuff.
Spawn.
Live action Darkwing.
Wolverine.
No, it's live
X-Men?
action. It's live action Darkwing Duck.
That
I'm
would-
letting you know.
That would rule.
Number one, how could they get a duck to act like?
Let's get dangerous. Well, they've already had a duck in the Marvel movies.
Yeah, Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
He becomes Darkwing Duck.
It's perfect. I would watch that without question. Darkwing Duck, like, I can go top 5 of cartoons from the 90s that I love the most.
Doug.
Darkwing, no. Doug was so low on my list, but Darkwing Duck, real high. Tailspin, real high. Chip and Dale,
Yeah.
Rescue Rangers.
Goof Troop.
Goof Troop is a good
Goof
one.
Troop is good.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in
Yeah.
a Half Shell,
Turtle Power.
Duck. Do you said DuckTales?
DuckTales, yeah.
You know,
DuckTales.
it's Heroes in a Half Shell, Turtle Power.
What did I say?
Yeah.
Turtles in a
Oh,
Half Shell.
my bad. Turtles are always in a half shell. Heroes in
Right.
a half shell.
Not always. Yeah. All right. Let's
Muppet Babies. Did y'all watch Muppet Babies?
Muppet Babies.
I did
They
like
make
Muppet
your
Babies.
dreams come true.
Come on, man.
That was good.
I gave y'all 6.
Good job.
Mask. Did you watch Mask?
Was there,
Yeah, the cartoon.
Thundercats.
was there a cartoon of the mask?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
Not the Jim Carrey version. It was like
That's what I
a
was thinking.
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
David the Gnome.
I did watch that one.
David the Gnome. Wow. That's a That's a
Muppet
that's a
Babies,
show.
man. I'm gonna go. All those shows are out there somewhere.
I assume.
I tried to rewatch an episode of Darkwing Duck. I think it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it is. My kids have watched
It's
it.
not very good.
I just like I shouldn't be watching. It's just weird.
I'm old now.
I'm an adult man.
This is not made for me.
Tailspin was pretty good.
Yo, busy world of Richard Scary. Ooh, yeah.
That's much of it.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna take a quick break. And we'll do some Twitter questions. We'll be right back.
What are we even doing?
And we're back after that quick break. It's time for some Twitter questions.
Questions. Now we answer them for you. This is Twitter questions. Let's get down to it. Our first Twitter question comes from Here to Thunder Up, who says, so really, what was Chris Tucker doing at the Thunder game the other night? And what's the best Chris Tucker movie? He had a comedy show.
He had a comedy show. He's also friends
Friday. What are we even doing?
He's also friends with Trae Young's dad. Apparently.
Oh, cool.
He was also on the Epstein flight logs.
The best Chris Tucker movie is Rush Hour. Friday?
Yeah.
It's Rush Hour.
Rush Hour is really good.
Rush Hour is so funny.
So is Fifth Element. Nope. Okay.
Fifth Element. He was in Fifth Element.
Yeah, he's the best part.
He's
of
like
it.
the radio DJ, and he sings and runs around.
Yeah.
He's also
But
in
Rush Hour.
Up in the. That's not what it's called. It's called Michael Jordan, Nike, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. That movie is called
yeah. It's called Air.
Air.
Yeah. All right. Great.
Air shoes.
Air shoes.
He's good in that. He feels like a very he's just like a normal dude now.
Huh. Hey, the next Twitter question.
I would have definitely known him more than Mark Daignault did.
Mark was so confused.
I'm sorry.
It was the problem with it is it just felt so out of context for him.
Andrew, it was please just every time you get to interview Mark, just something else that he's going to be mad about.
It was so funny.
I was more worried about
Just
the
some-
rebounds.
It was so good. That was one of my favorite. I've had a lot of great interactions with Mark. That was one of my favorites.
Chris Tucker was in the Brave Little Toaster.
Apparently so.
Wow.
He is the toaster.
He is. He's probably Blanket. Our next Twitter question comes
It's an
from
electric blanket, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was its face. It was from at Watkins B1531. If Chet and Wemby's stats were switched, do you think Wemby would still be the favorite for Rookie of the Year?
That's an interesting question. I think the answer is yes.
I think so too.
I think there are very few scenarios where Wemby is not the favorite for Rookie of the Year. So if Wemby was averaging 16, 8, and 3 on 57, 55, 90 shooting splits, people would be losing their minds
I agree.
about the efficiency of him. But now the people are losing their minds because the counting stats are a little bit better for Wemby. It's the dude could do anything that's remotely good and people are going to freak out.
Are there any other rookies that are even sniffing that conversation?
No.
Like not even Asar Thompson or
I mean, Asar's good, but he still can't shoot. He's probably like the third best rookie so far. Asar is. I mean, he's like 11 points, 9 boards, 3.7.
how deeply,
assists.
how intensely do you follow the guy? Because you cover so much draft content.
Yeah.
So now you've seen these guys in the NBA. Like, how are you following with some of them, how they're kind of doing, or you're just like, I don't have margin for that?
Yeah. I mean, I love it.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Good job.
Kaysen's one of the best rookies
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Ever.
All right.
Yeah, dude. What other rookie has finished the season shooting 55%? Name one.
Name one. Our next Twitter question comes from OKC Obstinacy, who says the early Thunder had the Spurs and the Grizzlies, and for the later iteration, I would say Rockets or Warriors. Who is going to be this era of Thunder's main rivals? Rockets, Minnesota, Sonics. Once you get a team, Spurs. I agree.
Spurs will be one of them for sure.
The Grizzlies, the Grizzlies will have a rebound season next year. Maybe the end of this year. I don't know, but I think they could be one.
Yeah. Yeah, the Grizzlies still could be. Yes, I agree with that. Pelicans could be.
Yep.
It's probably those teams.
Wolves in theory,
Yeah.
they're just so tumultuous. Like I just don't know what to expect from them year to year.
Rivalry has to have like some emotion behind it too. I
Yeah.
feel like with Wolves, I have to think myself into it.
Yeah, I'm not there with the Wolves.
The Spurs, it feels very natural. Just the Chet Wemby thing.
Oh
The
yeah.
timeline of everything.
Yeah.
There's a history there.
Don't you?
Definitely.
Do you hope though at some point that Chet, like, something is going to happen where it becomes pretty clear that Chet, there's somebody he plays that he just doesn't like them.
I think it's Wemby already. I think he doesn't like
He
that.
he doesn't like that. Yeah, I mean, that's right.
Yeah.
Like that's the only player that he's tweeted about after the game.
Like that Warrior game the other night felt more like a rivalry for us, like fans, but for the team, they were like they left the court with like a ton of mutual respect.
Oh,
The Warriors were like, "Hey, this team's awesome."
yeah. And the Thunder are like, oh my gosh, we get to play against Steph Curry.
Chet gave Steph the jersey. They did the jersey swap.
And Chris Paul. I mean, how many of our players played with Chris Paul?
1,
Two.
No, two. Dort.
2. Yeah.
Dort, Shea.
Dorsey.
The best players on our team.
Best players ever.
Hey guys, let's go to our next Twitter question. It comes from @OKC _Thunder_up. It says, when Kenrich is healthy, who's losing minutes? Wiggins?
Wiggins?
I mean, in a game that matters like tonight, yeah, it would probably be Wiggs that would lose some minutes. And then, I don't know. I mean, maybe Jay Will doesn't play as much.
Yeah, it just everybody probably loses a little bit.
Maybe Jang
Giddy plays a
doesn't
little
play.
bit. Jing loses a little bit.
Does it make sense when I say it doesn't feel like people will lose minutes? Like it just feels like Kenrich will just naturally be in the game, and we won't even think about, oh, this player lost all these minutes because Kenrich is back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like he's coming in to play 35 minutes a game.
You can even take away, like, instead of J-Dub playing 33 minutes, you can play him 31 minutes, and you can, I mean, it just allows a lighter load for everybody when Kenrich comes back.
Luke wishes he could have a lighter load every now and then.
Wow. Hey, next Twitter question.
Talk about dumping.
Says from @NBA.
Thanks for the clarification.
@NBA Draft Future. Is Case and Wallace closing games when OKC is winning going to be normal, or was it simply to match Garland and Mitchell?
I think some of it's. Yeah, that's what we're all thinking.
Okay,
I don't even know. You don't even have to like say
Come on, man.
what. You don't even. I mean, I know what you said, even though I didn't hear it. I think it's situational. I think Garland and Mitchell, call for a different defensive lineup. I mean, Shea could have handled one of them. Some of it was that Giddey wasn't playing great too, so I'm not worried about it. Are you like a tube man?
Looking at myself in the thing.
Are you a tube man?
I'm a wacky waving tube man. Hey, are you miffed and are you peeved?
Miffed and peeved.
Jimmy.
Anybody miffed and peeved?
Well, Bally's got their stuff together.
Yeah.
Did they really?
I don't know. Probably not.
I mean, it seems like
Oh,
it.
it's not on national television?
Tonight is not on national television.
Tuesday
night is on TNT.
Music Factory. I am excited about that game. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
What are y'all wearing?
It's gonna be great.
Dude, somebody asked the question, whose look are you digging?
Yeah, whose looks are you digging?
I'm wearing clothes.
I kind of like, this is going to be a really controversial thing. Number
Let's
one
hear
is I like the new uniforms.
Yeah, they're great.
Number two, I like the new court. Number three,
Okay.
I kind of am digging Chet's look. Like his hair's puffy. He also didn't look as skinny as I thought he was going to look in person, by the way.
Yeah,
Like he's still slight of figure,
He's skinny.
but he looks big.
Skinny.
Well, he's
Well, also Jay Will
Stephens
looks
gigantic.
Yeah,
Jay Will he got a little thicker this offseason.
yeah. Jay
Yeah,
Will looks
definitely.
strong. Yeah, he looks really strong.
He's got
so
that
awesome.
girth.
I am digging the looks of the play-in tournament, though. When
Yeah,
they
well
first
done.
dropped those courts and all the just everything with it, they were getting some hate on Twitter. I think it pops, and I think it
It's
does
different.
make it feel different and special.
And they also
Yeah.
have those commercials
Make
that
it poops.
are like
Make it
Ocean's
poop.
11, where have you seen those
Yeah, I've
commercials?
seen
It's
them.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I still think they're too much, but it's
Oh.
cool.
Huh.
I still think the courts are the courts are way too much.
No, man.
No, I think
You're
it's
way
cool.
too much.
Yeah,
Have you seen the New Orleans court?
No. Does it have King Baby on it?
It looks like the Joker.
Looks like the Joker.
It's purple with like a big green stripe down the middle.
Yeah, I like it. I had a miffed and peeved, but I can't remember what it was.
It says damaged in the middle of the court
Yeah,
in cursive.
it does actually.
Is that
The Joker.
but that's
The
the
Joker.
Excuse me.
Yes,
That's
Jerry.
The Jared
Jared Leto
Leto.
one,
The
yeah.
Jared Leto Joker.
which is like a blip on the radar.
It's influential to me. I'm leaving.
All right, join us down to Dunk Night Tuesday night. Meet us.
I'll be at Spark at
Slob.
2:30.
Slob Wizard.
Get a Slob Wizard shirt. It's not going to happen for very long, so get them now. Next Wednesday will be the deadline, so if you don't get one by then, not getting one ever. So be sure to order your Slob Wizard shirts today. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend and the basketball. We'll talk to you guys again on
Slob
Monday.
Wizard. Slob Wizard. I want to buy my